Hey guys, it's Sam, welcome back on my channel. Today's video is going to be my 2014 favorites. So we will be going back on everything that I've been loving this year, everything that I've discovered or worn a lot. I have a lot of products to mention, so we're just going to jump right into it. By the way, I'm not going to mention products that I got in the last 2 months just because that wouldn't be fair, because technically they're not yearly favorite. That's why I did my December favorites, and you will see those ones probably in like next month or the one after for sure. So I just wanted to really mention the one that I've been loving all throughout the year. This year I found a new Holy Grail foundation from the drugstore, and it is the L'Oreal Lumi foundation. I adore this foundation. It gives me like a medium coverage. It's so luminous and glowy. It looks natural on the skin. It doesn't look like cakey whatsoever. It doesn't dry out my skin. The only thing I would say that is like is the fact that the color range is really yellow based, so I went with C3, which is unfortunately the lightest shade we have in Canada in the range of like cool tone. So during winter I can't really wear this. This is the only thing that is negative. Otherwise, if you can find a shade, if you have especially dry to normal skin, you will love this. I will for sure repurchase this over and over again. Same thing with the next product, which is the BB cream from L'Oreal. This is the Beyond Solution. This one is not as pale and it's less coverage than the Triple Solution, which I found to be a little dry on my skin. This is perfect. The only thing is that it comes with only one color. So if you're looking for something that is like NW15, 20, like light to medium coverage, looks extremely natural, you need to try this in your life, especially if you have normal to dry skin. This is my life. Like, I wear this on a daily basis. I just adore it. This is like my second tube, and like, as you can tell, I'm running out, and I will continue to buy this over and over and over again. Honestly, this is like the perfect BB cream for me because it looks like skin, and there's not many foundations that really look natural. It really looks like you have nothing on your skin. The only thing is that it's pretty gray toned, so that's why I would say that it would work better for like NW15, 20. Color is actually somewhat close to the C3. It would probably be like C2 in the L'Oreal Lumi. Next, concealer for my under eyes. There's two that I want to mention. The first one is the MAC Prolongwear because this is amazing. Full coverage. It's a little bit drying under my eyes, but adore this because it will cover absolutely everything. I especially wore this in the beginning of the year, not so much right now. I think I'm probably gonna start wearing it a lot more again because I'm getting more pale. So highly recommend trying this if you have like really dark circle to cover. The other one is not as much coverage, but it is so affordable. And I want to mention the LA Girl Pro Concealers. These are fantastic. They're like $2.99. You need to try this. It's like medium coverage, not full on coverage, but it's buildable. It looks super natural, doesn't crease on me, doesn't look cakey. Love this. The only thing I'm like a little iffy about is the packaging, just because you have to press it for it to come out, and sometimes it just like explodes. So they have a good range too. The only thing I would say is that the I wore the color natural the most because that's what I wear when I'm a little bit tan, because it's a little like on the orange side. Otherwise, I usually wear the classic ivory, which is a little bit more pinky. So if you're really pale, I would go with this one. The other one would look a little too orange for you. The only concealer I've worn on my face all year round is my Holy Grail, and it is the Makeup Forever Full Cover Concealer. I have the color 1 and the color 5. They're not that different, to be honest. This one would be probably too dark for me on my face in the middle of winter. So if like NW10 in MAC foundation, the color 1 would probably be a little too dark for you. So I would suggest going with like the Kat Von D one, which is like really pale. I don't suggest using this under your eyes unless you have like really oily skin. It's waterproof, but under mine it's gonna be like too drying, but on your face, won't budge. You can take a shower or like go to beach with this and it will last on your face. It looks pretty natural and just flawless. Like, you can't see it on my face. Do I have pimples? Do I not? Can't tell. All because of this. The powder that stood out to me the most this year has to be the Lorac, which is actually a Balance and Brighten foundation. This is in the color Regular, which is a little dark for me. That's why I haven't worn this all year round, mostly during summer. This works beautifully on the skin. It is the most natural looking powder that I've ever tried. Gives me like really natural look, just a little bit of coverage. I don't really use it as a foundation, but it just looks amazing. It's a little bit dark for me, as I said, because it is in the color Regular. Right now it would almost be a bronzer on me unless I use a really light hand. I highly recommend trying this if you're looking for a really natural looking powder. Now, all about the cheeks. I've been loving this color to contour, and it is the NYX blush in Taupe. It's not really a blush, as you can see, but it works amazingly to contour, especially if you have like fair to light skin. you need this in your life. It won't look orange whatsoever, like it's impossible. It looks amazing, super natural, it's buildable. I actually really like using this in my crease too. The other one that I've been wearing a lot during summer has been the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. Adore this. Again, it's a little bit more orange if you compare it to the Taupe blush. Doesn't look orange when you have a little bit of a tan. Adore this. Super blendable too. Like if you just use a little bit, you won't need to blend it even if you have like light skin. But just a little bit goes a super long way, super pigmented. Everyone raves about this for a good reason. The last one I want to mention is for my face. I kind of have a weird relationship with that bronzer, and it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay bronzer in Park Avenue Princess. This year I wanted to finish this up, and as you can tell, wasn't able to. I've been trying to finish this bronzer for the last 2 years and it's still going strong. I thought I didn't like it because it's a little bit orange if I'm at my palest, but during summer I really like it. It's super blendable, it's waterproof. When I gave up on using this up, I was like, let's just try something else. I missed it, so I went back to it, so I must really like it. Like I said, super blendable. It's a little bit orange if you have really fair skin, otherwise you will adore this. And it will last you forever. I adore blushes and I've been loving a lot of them this year. There's two like categories. There's like the nude boring looking one on pan but not on cheeks, and the like coral and orangey ones. So let's start with the boring looking one that looks nothing but boring on cheeks, to be honest. First one, cult favorite, Tarte Expose. Do I have to say anything more? It just looks perfect on anyone. Adore this. I've worn this so much. I'll continue by brand. Two other ones that I want to give a special mention from Tarte are Blissful, which it looks like the perfect peachy pink color, and Tipsy, that looks super scary. If you use a really light hand, this looks amazing, especially if you have tan. Highly recommend trying this. And if you're scared of that one or want something that is more easily wearable, I would go with Blissful, which it looks absolutely beautiful. From NARS, I've been loving 3 blushes. The first one is the color Douceur, which once again kind of looks like nothing in the pan, but on your cheeks it just gives you a really natural flush, kind of like a nudish bronzy look with a hint of like mauve shade to it. It's a matte, it looks beautiful, super natural. It just lasts all day. Adore this. There's nothing more to say. The other one is kind of a cult favorite and for a really good reason, and it is the color Madly, which again kind of looks like nothing in the pan, kind of like a bronzy orangey color. There's a hint of like a sheen to it, not full on shimmer. I worn this so much during summer and like a little bit into fall. You need to try this, especially if you have a tan or want to look like you have one. It will look absolutely beautiful. The next one is one of my all-time favorite blushes, and it is the NARS Deep Throat. This looks amazing. I like it a lot more than Orgasm, which is a little bit too reddish on my skin tone. This one is just perfect pinky peach. It has a gold sheen, shimmery a little. Love this. I want this so much. Like the packaging of NARS blushes, when you wear them, it looks like a complete mess, which that's just the way it is. Last blushes are all from MAC. The first one is the color Tenderling, which is a sheer tone, which I've been loving those a lot this year just because they're so easy to apply. Like you can't go over the top, they're buildable. This one is really pale, kind of a like a warm nude shade that looks beautiful on skin. If this one is too pale, one that I've been loving more during summer has been the color Prism, which is a matte, and it's like 2 shades darker. Once again, kind of a warm nude shade. Super easy, you can't go wrong with that one. The next one is the one that I'm wearing actually today, and it is a sheer tone once again, and it is the color Blushbaby. Again, it's a nude, but this one is more a mauve nude, a little bit more cool tone. I think it just looks super natural. I just really like this color. Once again, you can't go wrong with that shade. The last shade is a little bit more fun to look at, and it is the color Springsheen, which is a sheer tone shimmer. Love this so much. It is like a peach with a golden sheen to it. Just looks amazing on cheeks. I loved this a lot during like spring, summer. I really recommend this shade. It's a sheer tone, so again, you can't look like a clown. It's buildable. You can just fly a little bit if you want, or go full on if you want something more pigmented. You need this in your life. Last cheek products is a highlighter. This is a cult favorite once again, and it needs to be mentioned, and it is the Balm Mirror Luminizer. This is the most beautiful highlight ever. It's super shimmery, but I'm wearing it today and I just think it gives you the most beautiful glow, kind of a champagne goldy color. It's not too dark that like light skin tone can't pull it off. This would look good on absolutely anyone. Now all about the eyes. I've been loving a few different eyeshadow. The most beautiful palette I discovered this year has to be the Stila In the Light palette. This is a perfect neutral shade eyeshadow palette to just add to your collection. I love these colors. I've been pretty boring using this, just the same pretty much colors. I absolutely love the color Bliss in my crease. Kitten is just a cult favorite, and that's what I'm wearing on my lid, and it's just absolutely beautiful. There's also like a beautiful gold. I absolutely love during the summer the color Sunset, which is the perfect like bronzy copper shade. The colors are super pigmented, but they're blendable. I was so happy when I discovered this. Absolutely needed to mention this. This is just my favorite new palette that I got during the year. I wanted to give a special mention to the Lorac Unzipped palette. It's not my favorite just because rose gold shadows don't necessarily go super well with my skin tone all year round, but this shade, Undercover, is my favorite inner corner highlight shade ever, which I'm actually... Let me put some on. Not sure you're going to be able to tell the difference, but there's one, and this is just a beautiful like glow from within. Whether it's like in my inner corner or all over my lid, this is just an amazing shade. And just for that, the palette would be worth it, but I do love the other shades, but more during the summer. Drugstore eyeshadow that I've been loving this year. First one has to be the Sleep palette in the color Au Natural, which is just a matte palette, which I love matte shadows, and I've been loving this so much. The only thing I would add to this palette is probably a crease color. I have to mix it up with the Storm palette, which has some great crease colors. These shadows are super pigmented, super blendable. They're just great for the price. A little palette that I discovered this year and I've been loving so much is the Wet n Wild Silent Treatment palette, especially the Taupe shade right here. I loved using this as a one eyeshadow look, just all over my lid and in my crease. It looks like two different colors. I love Wet n Wild eyeshadows, but this palette was new to me this year and I highly recommend this. It's under $5. It's probably around $3. It's amazing, super pigmented, super blendable. It's creamy. You can't ask for more than that. The last one I want to mention is actually a single shadow, and it is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow in the color Tender Caramel. I loved using this during this year. I love taupe shades. What can I say? This one is extremely shimmery. It's like a pressed pigment. Really pigmented, super blendable. I recommend these especially for these shimmery shades so you can wear them all over your lid. They look absolutely stunning. My favorite eyeliner of the year has to be the Stila Stay All Day Liquid Liner in black. I worn this all year. As soon as I opened this, I didn't even open anything else, which I should try more, but it works amazingly. It's waterproof. It didn't smudge on me any time of the day. The only thing I would say is that it's not full on matte, which I kind of prefer. And the tip is kind of starting to like get a little fuzzy at the end. But other than that, it's completely worth the price. Mascara wise, it's not necessarily my all-time favorite mascara, but it is a new discovery that I did really like, and it is the Covergirl Clump Crusher Mascara. I love this especially as a second mascara to really separate my lashes. They advertise it as a really like it can't clump mascara, and that's really what it does. That's why I used it as the second mascara, just to make my lashes look a little longer. If you use it alone, it's really natural. It's somewhat buildable. I don't think it gives me as much volume as I usually like, but it does give you length. It really separates your lashes. Last category is lips, and I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what I'm wearing right now, and it is the MAC lipstick in Flat Out Fabulous. I love retro matte finishes. I know they're super drying, but they look so beautiful on lips. I discovered this color this year, and pretty much every time that I've been wearing this, I've been wearing it with the MAC lip liner in Magenta, which is just a little bit more mauve, so it makes it a little darker, and I think it's just the most beautiful color. Kind of ends up looking like a mix of Flat Out Fabulous and like Heroine, which is also one of my new discovery. I've been loving this. I didn't think it would be wearable, but it kind of is. One that is even more wearable, but a purple, is MAC Up the Amp, which I've surprisingly been loving this so much. It looks amazing on the lips. It's a little bit out there while being not too bold. It's just the color that everyone needs to try. It's just so interesting with the like almost a hint of grain to it. It was a great discovery. A color that I've worn a lot during summer was Coral Bliss, which is a cream sheen. So it is pretty sheer, so it's not full on orange like this on your lips. It just gives you the perfect like nude coral lips that I've been loving so much. Super easy to pull off, surprisingly, but I worn this a lot during summer. Two of the ones that I want to mention, I would be able to mention every single one of them, but I'll link it down below my MAC lipsticks lip swatch video because I can't show them all. The one color that has been my favorite nude color slash new discovery has been Faux. I could talk about this lipstick over and over and over again, and I feel like that's pretty much what I've been doing, but it is just the perfect color to me because it is a mauve nude, kind of a darker nude, but it's just my perfect shade. Last one has to be Relentlessly Red, which is also a retro matte finish. Once again, extremely drying. They're like Ruby Woo, but looks amazing on the lips. They barely transfer. They last throughout the day so well. A little drying, I don't mind if the color is that great. It's like a pinky red shade. They really don't swatch well on your hand, but on your lips, this year I've discovered a lot of drugstore lip product that I absolutely adore. A lot from NYX actually. I love the new shades of the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. They are so pigmented. They kind of look like a mousse on your lips at first. They don't transfer when you like kiss your hand. It will come off whenever you eat, which I kind of don't mind because most lip product will do that. Some of my favorite shades would be Morocco, which once again I worn this a lot during summer. It's just a little bit like MAC Lady Danger, maybe a little bit more orange, but it looked beautiful. Highly recommend that shade. Two of the ones that I loved a lot were Prague, which is again like a mauve medium color pink. And the other one has to be Copenhagen, which I know these colors are so hard to find because everybody wants to buy them, but if you can get your hands on it, that shade is beautiful. They also came out with new color for the matte lipstick line. These are some of my all-time favorite lipsticks too because they are so creamy. They kind of tend to be a matte finish during the day, like not full-on matte like Ruby Woo, but the new colors are beautiful. They last super well. You can eat with them. They will like come off a little bit, but they stain your lips, so you kind of still have colors, so it's really up to you if you like that or not. I wanted to mention three colors that I loved a lot. The first one kind of looks like Faux because it is a dupe for Faux, and it is the color Whipped Caviar, which again looks absolutely stunning on the lips. It's more affordable. One of the other color I grabbed was Bloody Mary, which once again is like a pinky red. Nothing else to say, it just looks beautiful. And another one that is one of their new shade is Aria, which a lot of people have been asking me if it's similar to Rebel. I would say similar enough that you wouldn't need both, but I feel like this one is a little bit more purple. And obviously the formula are different. Like this one goes on more pigmented. Rebel you can use like just a light swatch or like 3 and it's completely different color. This year I've also discovered and loved the Rimmel by Kate Moss lipsticks. I've swatched all of them and they are amazing. I just adore the formula. This is the matte line, which I've worn longer, so that's why I'm mentioning these. One of my favorite color from all of them is the color 107, which is just the perfect berry shade. You just need this in your life. I feel like this color would suit anyone. The other one is the color 101, which I kind of prefer over 102 and 103 because this one is more cool tone, which just suits me more. It kind of reminds me of a more wearable color than Snob. So if you like Snob but you feel like you can't pull it off or it makes you look too yellow, try the color 101 from Rimmel. Last lipstick from the drugstore I have to mention are the Wet n Wild Mega Last lipsticks. I will actually be doing a lip swatch video of these this weekend, so stay tuned for that. I got now all of the shades, but they're under $3. They're super affordable. They're so pigmented. They're a little hard to apply even though I feel like they are kind of creamy. I know some people think they're a little bit dry. I would suggest trying the Fergie line they came out with because it's more creamy, but I personally have no issue with drying lipsticks. Love these so much. I wanted to mention the color Cherry Bomb, which is somewhat similar to MAC Sin or Diva. I also wanted to mention the color Mauve Outer Hair, which it's not exactly a dupe for MAC Up the Amp, but it's somewhat similar, kind of a gray tone mauve. I adore this color again so much. Another one that I liked a lot was the color Pretty Persimmon, which is just a beautiful orangey red. The last lip products I will mention, because I have to stop at one point, are the Lime Crime Velveteens. I've worn these actually more than the lipsticks that I also do like, but these were an amazing discovery for me this year, especially the shade Sweetberry and the color Utopia, which they came out with this year. Adore these so much. They last through anything unless it's like super greasy food. But so unless you eat really greasy food, these will last all day long on your lips. They will start being drying after like 6 or 7 hours, which any lip product would. Highly recommend them. They have like beautiful bright lip shade, super matte, super comfortable. By the way, I wish you all a happy new year. I hope 2015 gives you everything you want. So that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe if it's not already done, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!